Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining this streaming today. Um, this series of business essentials we're doing every Tuesday at 2 p.m. So please join. We will be talking about how to be more productive with your teams, with your company. What things can you do? Can you try to improve? And right now in this series, we're doing a Scrum training. Okay, so every week we're going over some topics regarding Scrum. We where what kind of teams when you implement Scrum or something similar, and it is getting pretty good. So today we're gonna talk about Scrum, and we're gonna talk about the roles of Scrum and how each of these roles is so important in this methodology. So we'll be going over all of this. I'll be answering questions for you. And just little overview about who I am. My name is Andres Navas. I am the owner of Navas Automation, and we provide IT services. Um, we do a little bit of everything. So our specialty is in project management, consulting. You can outsource resources from us, and we do IT development. So we have software developers. We do custom development. We do e-commerce websites. We do WordPress websites or any kind of websites you need, and we do marketing for your social media. So you want to grow on social media, you want to increase your audience, your subscribers, your followers. You want to have more views on your videos. You want to expand, basically. Please give us a call because we're pretty good at what we do. But don't take my word for it. Test it first. You can give me a call. We'll do a free consultation for you, and we'll go over our services and how can we help you. So for today, again, we're talking about Scrum. I've been a Scrum Master for over 12 years right now. A Scrum Master, project manager, doing all kind of software development and infrastructure security, other kind of projects using Scrum or any other agile methodology or waterfall. So I've been for 12 years. I've been working in this area, and I have 12 years of experience working in these different kind of companies. I've worked in startups. I've worked in um, small companies, medium companies, huge companies, agencies, enterprise companies. Um, so this is my experience. So let's talk about today's topic, Scrum, the roles of Scrum. And Scrum is very specific. So let me share my screen real quick. Scrum is very, very specific on on everything, right? So we follow Scrum or we don't. So basically, on Scrum, there are three roles and only three. That's it. If we have more than three in a project, then we're not doing Scrum. We're doing something different, but not Scrum. Scrum uses these three. Number one, the product owner. The product owner, as the word describe it, right? The product owner is the person in charge of that service or product that you are developing. He knows everything about it. He created the requirements for it. He's building the backlog. We talked a little bit about the backlog last time, but the backlog is one of the main responsibilities of the product owner. The product owner represent the stakeholders and is responsible for ensuring that the Scrum team delivers value to whom? To the stakeholders, to the person who is asking for this project, right? Well, he's the owner, so the team needs to deliver value to him. He'll be checking, he'll be in charge of reviewing, approving what we're doing. If something was wrong, he will let us know, and the team can fix it and improve it. Okay, so represents the stakeholders, and this one is very very important because sometimes we might have more than one product owner in a project, and that creates problems. Imagine, imagine you I don't know. You have three different managers, bosses asking you to do something. You're working on a screen that is white, and then the first manager comes and says, "Hey, I want this screen to be green." You're like, "All right, I'll change it," and you go and spend the time and change the screen to be green. Now the second manager comes and he's like, "Hey, I told you the screen needs to be white. Please don't put it green. Change it to white. We need it white." And then you're like, "Well, I just changed it to green because this other person asked me." And you go back and change it to white. And then this third manager comes here and he's like, "Hey, the screen should be blue. So change it to blue." And you change it again. That's the problem. If you have more than one product owner, to whom should you listen? Should you listen the first one, second, third one? We don't know. So that's why you should have one product owner who represents a group of stakeholders, a client who represents a group of people, and then he will know the decision. He will manage the problem. He will manage this one wants it white, this one blue, this one green. So the final decision will be, and he'll have conversations with them, but he will give you the one color that he needs, and that's the one you will listen as a team. That's the right decision because he's your one product owner. He is the one. If the other managers have a problem with the screen being white, he will manage that. But we need to listen to him, okay? Because he represents the group of people. Now, he, the product owner, is commonly called the voice of the customer. He's talking for the customer. He knows what he needs. He knows what is more important, what is more valuable. And that's why he makes sure that we, as the team, deliver value with each sprint. He prioritizes the user stories. Well, he created them, number one. He created the epics and the user stories, and he expressed them clearly in the backlog. And he makes sure the level of detail on each of these user stories is as specific as needed so that the team can understand. Okay. It is so important to know that. So, um, give me just 1 second here. Okay, so just sorry, just something important. Someone was calling, and I need to. So, the product owner will clearly express everything on these user stories, and these items on the backlog will be prioritized based on what? Based on what will give more value to the client. That is what the product owner will be doing, making sure that we are providing the value that the client need. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I can answer your questions. And by the way, I have implemented Scrum in different companies, not just for software development. Development, for sure, software development is one of the most important things, or most important areas where the Scrum is being implemented. But you can use it in other areas. I have implemented it in constructions, in marketing teams, um, in agencies. So it is possible to implement in other areas or markets, companies, kind of companies, and it helps you especially to improve the productivity of your team. Another thing that the product owner is in charge of is the return of the investment. He will prioritize the epics, the user stories, the backlog, so that we can deliver value based on what will give the client the most return of investment. So he's a very, very important person, right? He is the sole person responsible for the managing of the product backlog. He might have assistants or someone who is working on that, but he is responsible for it. He needs to review everything, make sure that everything is okay, is the correct one, because we listen to him. Okay, so some of the roles for the product owner, the responsibilities, the processes. He creates the project vision. Where are we going with this? He identifies the Scrum Master and stakeholders. He will help with that. Who will be the Scrum Master working with this project? He helps the to form the Scrum team. He can pick the team members that he will be working on. He can help to collaborate with the collaboration plan. So he develops epics. He creates and prioritizes the product backlog. He conducts the release planning, the schedule, like knowing this sprint we will be releasing this amount of backlog items. We'll be doing this other part. Okay, so there are some important things that we will be doing. Um, he approves and estimates the commit user stories. Well, the estimations are done by the Scrum team, but the the team, the product owner will know about that and will approve. Okay. Now, how many product owners can a project have? You know the answer. Write it in the comments. But the right answer is one, and is again because if you have multiple product owners in a project, who would you listen? The first one, the second one, third one? No, you listen to one, and he's the voice of multiple people. Another Scrum role is the Scrum Master. This is key for Scrum. The Scrum Master, as you say, as you read in the title, Master, he is the one who knows, who should know more about Scrum than anybody in the team. He he will be a servant leadership. What is this concept of servant leadership? It means that he will be serving the team while leading the team to achieve the results that are needed by the product owner, leading the team to provide value, leading the team to be productive, leading the team to execute properly the Scrum methodology. So he'll be leading in certain areas, keeping the team focused on what is more important, on their sprint goal. We'll talk about that later. But while he's leading in that direction of achieving these results, he'll be serving the team. He will be running the meetings, but serving. Meaning, for example, the daily meeting. We have a meeting every day, and he will make sure that everybody has what they need to work. If someone has a blocker, he'll be making sure that he can be unblocked, looking for solutions, looking for who can help you, looking for, oh, you needed that license. Let me get it to you. Well, I'm looking for the solution for that, user story, for example, for that work. Why don't you work on this something else in these other tasks, in these other user story? And then he's making sure that that team member that has a blocker is working on something else if he can, while he's fixing or finding a solution, serving that person so that he can achieve what he needs, right? That's why it's a servant leadership concept. Is because he is serving while leading the team to be successful, be a successful team. Now, the Scrum Masters also helps everybody to change the iterations to maximize the value. What does this mean? It means that he will be focused on helping the team to maximize the value that we will be providing value at the end of the sprint. He'll be helping everybody to know what they need to focus on during the sprint. Okay? He ensures that the project management is progressing, meaning we don't have a project manager. Maybe there is a stakeholder, there is a project manager, but he will make sure that the project is moving. We're making progress against what? Against the backlog, against the release plan. He'll make sure that every member of the team has the tools that they need to get the work done. He'll help those outside of the Scrum team to understand what their interaction is with the Scrum team to be helpful, right? Sometimes people outside of the Scrum team might cause some noise and delays on the project. For example, I have a team of developers. They have a manager, but the manager is not one of the Scrum roles, right? The functional manager, he will be given vacations and things like that. But but maybe he's not involved in this project. And maybe that manager will go and say, hey, developer number one, I need you to work on this other project for the day. And that's one day that resource stopped working on your project, on the Scrum project that he was assigned. So the Scrum Master will make sure that this manager or these other people external to the Scrum team understand the interaction. Hey, I need that person here in this project because if we don't have him here, this project will be impacted. So if you need him, we need to know in advance. If you will take half of his time for every sprint, we'll need someone else. We'll need an additional resource to cover all of that work. Because if not, this project will be delayed. That's just an example of one of the interactions that the Scrum Master will help to avoid or fix or find a solution. To do what? So that the team can be more productive, so that they can achieve the results that they need, so that they provide value. Maybe with that half time that he's out of the project every sprint, we don't have the time to provide the value that the product owner needs. So that's where the planning comes. And we'll talk about the plan later. Now, the Scrum Master ensures that um, the Scrum processes are correctly followed by the Scrum team. Okay, he's a facilitator. He'll make sure that hey, we are doing the Scrum planning sessions, we're doing the Scrum review sessions, we're doing the Scrum retrospective, we're doing the daily meetings. We are following the Scrum methodology. The Scrum Master will ensure that that happens. Yes, he facilitates to the whole team, but he also makes sure that we're following the process. Let's say the product owner don't know how to write user stories, and we're doing Scrum. We need user stories, so the Scrum Master will go and teach him and help him, and we'll make sure that the user stories are prioritized per sprint. And if the Scrum Master is not doing it, if the product owner is not doing it, the Scrum Master will go and help. Hey, you need to prioritize this. Hey, we have questions about these things because they're not detailed enough for us or for what we need. Not every single user story needs to be super detailed, but some of them might, some of them need to be very detailed. And if we're not getting the details that we need, the Scrum Master will go and coordinate with the product owner. Hey, this is what we need. He will ensure that the whole team have everything that they need to succeed. That's what he is in charge of. So the Scrum Master, he'll serve the product owner, he'll serve the development team, he will serve the organization. He's serving everywhere, everywhere. That's why we talk about the servant leadership role mentality for the Scrum Master. He serves everybody. Now, there is another role before that. How many projects should a Scrum Master run? It really depends on the level of complexity of the team of the projects. It depends on how many people are in your project. Do you have one developer? Do you have five? Do you have 10? Um, the bigger the project, the more difficult it gets. Yes, I have managed three projects for Scrum, four projects, five projects for Scrum. It depends. The ideal is one. If you have one project as the Scrum Master, then you can make sure that that team is successful. That team is achieving what it needs. Okay. Now, the Scrum team. This is the third role. There are only three. If in the test you get a question, hey, how many roles are in the Scrum? Three. What are the roles? Product owner, Scrum Master, and the Scrum team. That's it. No more. The project manager. No, he is not part of the Scrum team. Okay. So the Scrum team will deliver an iterative product. That means they will they will they start with something small and they will make it grow and grow and grow. Every sprint, they will deliver value. They will add to the product that they have something else of value. That's why it's iterative. Okay. Um, Now, it is structured and empowered by the organization to organize and manage their own work, meaning the team will organize themselves. They will decide how to work on all of these user stories. They will decide how to do the work. Who will be working on, I don't know, database tasks, or who will be working on this other. They can organize themselves. Maybe one of them has more knowledge on some specific areas and they are delayed and they want to work on that so that they can finish faster. Sometimes they might decide, hey, we want, the junior team member to learn about this. So we'll ask him to work together on that task. Or we want him to, he already learned, let's put him that task. Maybe he will learn more from that. So they can organize themselves to manage how they will be working. Okay. Team is supposed to be cross-functional. What does that mean? It means everybody knows everything. Yes, one of them might be better at some tasks, some kind of tasks, but the idea is that everybody has the skills to do everything. Let's say one of my developers go um, and get sick. He's out of the office, and we need someone to do that task. If he was the only one who could do it, then we are in a difficult spot. But if everybody knows, even if I'm a little bit more slower, yes, I can do it because I am a cross-functional team. I know what it needs, what it takes for that specific task. That's the goal. Okay. Um, that I was talking about this. They may have specialized skills and areas of focus, but accountability belongs to the development team as a whole. Everybody is responsible for everything we're doing. They are self-organized. No one, not even the Scrum Master, tells the development team how to do the backlog, how to work on the backlog, how to develop what they're doing. Okay, the Scrum Master can help to keep them focused. Hey, remember, these are the more important user stories this sprint. This is the sprint goal. This is what we talk about during the retrospective meeting. But they organize themselves. Okay, they um, do face-to-face communication. They collaborate. They are a collaborative team. They talk. They discuss. They find solution to it. Scrum recognizes no titles for the team members other than developers. There are no hierarchies. He's the team lead up. No, they're all developers. They work together. They are one team, and that's it. Okay, that is to help them avoid problems and to work everybody as a team. They will be responsible for everything. If the team succeed, then they are all responsible for of the success of the team. But if they fail as a team too. And I'm looking for, oh, it was fault of him or no, everybody is responsible. Um, this is a group of people who are responsible for understanding the business requirements specified by the product owner. If they don't understand it, they need to ask. so the product owner can explain for sure. They estimate the user stories, and they create the project deliverables. They are developing this product. They're responsible for all of that. They're responsible also to be part of the Scrum. They need to follow the methodology. They need to attend the meetings. They need to follow the processes, estimation, meetings, ceremonies, everything. They're responsible for all of that. Okay. So the optimal size of a team, it goes from 5 to 9 people. 7 minus plus 2. 5 to 9 people. Less than 5, is there enough people to complete something that is significant, that is valuable for the product owner? Maybe not. So that's why 5 is the minimum to be able to deliver something large enough to complete. 9, more than 9, it's a little bit too much for all the tasks that we need to do, um, to manage the team, to organize the team, to estimate, to everything. It gets a little too much. So 5 to 9 is the perfect size for a team. Okay. There are other roles that are not part of Scrum. Product manager, stakeholder, customer, final user, any other person. But they're not part of Scrum. Okay. Now, I want to go over this one more time with you. And with this, we will be finishing for today. But this is the Scrum framework. This is how it works. We have a product owner who is in charge of the product backlog. That product backlog is the input that we need for the sprint planning. We will have a sprint backlog, and that's what the team will be working. Now, the Scrum Master will be in charge of the meetings, the planning, the daily Scrum, the sprint review, the sprint retrospective, and he'll be in charge of making sure that the methodology is being followed by the whole team, by the product owner, by the Scrum team, by the Scrum Master, by everybody. He'll be helping as much as he can. He'll be in charge of the sprint backlog, the sprint planning meeting, where they will be estimating. We'll talk about that in the next session. But the Scrum team will have a daily meeting with the Scrum Master. They will be working on the product. They will deliver a product, an incremental product, because it's iterative. We're incrementing this product, and we'll have a review. They will show everything that is completed to everybody who is involved in the team, in the project. Sorry, and then we're supposed to have continuous improvement, right? So we will have a sprint review, a sprint retrospective. Sorry, where we'll be checking what we can improve. We'll talk about next session too. So this is what we had prepared for today. The roles of Scrum. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And I want to remind you, I'm the owner of Scrum of Navas Automation, where part of what we do is implement Scrum in different companies, train people. But we also do other things. We do AI implementation, we do marketing, we do custom software development, we do multiple things. So please, if you need anything on your team, or if you're running a Scrum team, but it is not quite working, maybe give me a call. I can help you to implement it correctly, or to find what is wrong, what is happening. Sometimes it's properly implemented, but there is just a little thing that needs to be fixed, or maybe they need training, or maybe you need a Scrum Master certified, or maybe please give me a call. I'm happy to help with anything that you need. Okay, and this will help your team to be more productive. So let me know. You can go to navasautomation.com and you can get a free consultation. You can schedule it right there. Okay. So again, thank you for joining this streaming, and I'll talk to you next week, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. That's when we have these meetings. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.